And we have movies coming up. But first today on the show, a lady who was one of the biggest stars of the 1960s. She had a string of hits, including I Know a Place and Downtown, a song which not only won her a Grammy Award, but 40 years down the track is back on the airwaves, this time in an advertising campaign to lure business back to the Big Apple. And it's all thanks to an Australian producer, DJ, mixer, who calls himself the OUTpsiDER. Before we talk to Petula Clark, let's have a little listen to Downtown 2003. It's a great pleasure to say hello to Petula Clark in our London studios. How are you, ma'am?
Fine. Good day.
Good day to you. You just can't keep a good song down, can you?
You can't. I mean, there's something about this song, even before the OUTpsiDER's version was used in New York for this particular job, if you like, to bring business back into the downtown area, which was pretty well wiped out by the 9/11 event. Even before that, they've been asking me to go over there and sing the song, and I've done it several times. It's a kind of, it's like an anthem for the New Yorkers. It was first a hit in England in 1964 because we recorded it here in England with Tony Hatch, and it was a big hit here. It didn't make it to #1. I think it was the Righteous Brothers that kept us out of the #1 spot with You've Lost That Loving Feeling, which was a great record. So
damn those Righteous Brothers. Bad. How did it feel when you heard that this little Blue Pie Productions, a little Australian company, had done a deal with New York City to have your song as part of their campaign over there?
I think it's absolutely great. It's the kind of thing that I absolutely love about this business, you know. And, you know, you don't have to have one of those giant companies behind you to make it. If it's presented in the right way, of course, you've got to get in there. And I suppose the product was great, and it was snapped up. And I'm so delighted. I really am. I mean, you know, even if it had nothing to do with me, I would be delighted. It's the kind of story I like.
Take us back to the time when Downtown was first a hit in the 60s, those heady days of the 60s, because you were already a big star by then, weren't you?
Well, yes, you know, I had been, you know, I married a Frenchman, and I went to live in France, and I became France's #1 singer. Of course, I'd had a career before that in England, but this was my sort of adult career, if you like, in France. I did a lot of growing up in France, personally and professionally. And so Tony Hatch came over to France to talk about a new session we were doing in French, because Tony was sort of like my producer, if you like. And he said, you know, I really think you should record again in English. And I said, sure, if I could find the right song. And he said, well, I've just started writing this song. I have a title and the melody. You want to hear it? I said, sure, I'll go make a cup of tea and you play it on piano for me. And that's when I first heard Downtown. I was in the kitchen making a cup of tea, and I came back and I said, that's a great melody. If you can write a lyric up to the standard of the melody, I can't wait to go in the studio and do it.
Downtown, and you may find somebody kind to help and understand you. Someone who is just...
I've got to say, it's lovely to hear you back on the airwaves. You look absolutely amazing. I can hardly believe that you have a...
Do I?
You look great. I can't believe you've got a big birthday just a couple of weeks away.
Oh, please. Come on, don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm telling you, you look great. Happy birthday.
I don't, thank you. I don't do birthdays, frankly, but thank you anyway.
Happy birthday from all your fans in Australia, and it's lovely to hear you back on the airwaves, and all the best to you.
Thank you. I'm hoping to be in Australia soon, actually. I can't wait to get back. I think I might be coming over soon in the new year.
Do some shows, yeah?
Do some concerts. Yeah, do some concerts.
Petula Clark, thank you so much, ma'am. All the best.
Thank you.
Nice lady. In fact, Petula will be doing a number of theatre shows around the country in March next year. We'll bring you those dates when they are announced. And here's a look at the CD of Downtown. Petula Clark versus the OUTpsiDER. Versus the OUTpsiDER.
Story of your life.
Thank you, yes. Indeed. And the, is that upside down? Petula Clark, this is my song from which we pinched a lot of that great vision for that story. You know how old she is, don't you? Birthday coming up.
Are we allowed to say?
Let me guess. Yeah.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
She looks great.
She looks sensational, doesn't she?
I didn't say it, see. Okay, off to the movies, and today's the day that the